Hey everyone, it's Rissy again. I have decided to do a video about how to cope with a chronic illness diagnosis and kind of how I went about coping with it. So if you saw my previous video, it was about my diagnosis and how I was diagnosed. It was really sudden for me, kind of out of the blue, and it kind of like stopped my life. It was halted. I had to drop out of school for 2.5 years and had to have the doctor explain to me multiple times during my stay at the hospital, what Crohn's was, what this meant, and I had never heard of it before, actually. This was back in 2011 when I was diagnosed, and so coping with having a chronic illness is something that is going to be individualized for every person. It's something that is very difficult. It's life-changing. You have to realize that you are not going to be able to live the life that you maybe once could. I was able to do a lot more, and I was able to push myself to do a lot more before I had Crohn's, and now I've had to learn to kind of pace myself and give myself time, give myself a break, listen to my body, which can be really hard because I have the type of personality that likes to, go, 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 get stuff done, be busy, feel proactive and be proactive, be productive and proactive. So I kind of wanted to share kind of my journey of how I accepted my diagnosis with chronic illness, Crohn's, in my case. So I kind of feel like it's kind of a process. So for a while after I was first diagnosed, I was in denial, complete denial. I refused to talk about it, which I don't know if that's normal, but I think it is. I refused to talk about it. I didn't want to hear anything about it. My mom was all about researching and talking to me about it, and I was just like, leave me alone. I just locked myself in my room because I went back and stayed with my mom after my surgery to recover and kind of like figure things out with my life, what I was going to do. So yeah, complete denial. And then I went into depression. I was so upset, so confused, like, why me? Why did this happen to me? Like, what have I done to deserve this? Questioning my faith, questioning, why someone who may have lived a way less healthy lifestyle than me is fine, but I get this horrible disease that I'm going to have the rest of my life and is going to affect everybody in my life for the rest of my life and potentially my children. It makes you really question a lot of things, and so you become very depressed. You feel very alone, you feel very isolated, and that's not a good place to be. But I feel like everyone goes through that stage, and it's at this point where you can either keep going down that road and it can get really serious in depression, or you can reach out and find support and find other people. And that's what I did. I was finally, then I was angry. I was kind of angry at the world for a while, and that's okay. And it's okay to be angry because, it isn't fair. And you realize that there's really nothing you can do except listen to your doctors, do the things that you need to do. But, you have the disease. Now you have it. You're going to have to live with it. But you can still live your life. You can still be happy. It's up to you to have that mindset that it's okay to kind of be upset. It's okay to be upset sometimes. It's okay to cancel plans if you have to. It's okay to sleep or take a slower pace. Don't be too hard on yourself. when you have a chronic illness, it's something that really does change your life, and accepting that you have it and understanding that it is going to change your life is really important in the whole growth process and your own recovery and your own health for the rest of your life, and even your own mental state of mind. Because if you look at this as something that is just going to ruin your life forever, you're going to be unhappy, and you are going to let it ruin your life because you aren't putting in the effort to really accept it, if that makes sense. Anyways, it took me about a year, to be completely honest, before I was able to accept it. And honestly, I wouldn't have been able to accept it without finding the support groups that I did. I finally reached out. I was sick of feeling so alone and depressed and isolated, feeling like there was no one else going through what I was going through and no one understood. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna get on Facebook, see if there's support groups, and there were. And so then through the support groups, and CCFA has some support groups as well. They're kind of like meetups. I was able to actually reach out to people and hear their stories, and that really, really helped me accept the disease and the symptoms and hear what other people have to say. It was something that really, really was a big part of my journey to accepting it. And so I was finally able to accept it. That doesn't mean I don't have my hard days with it, because I mean, it's still hard. You know, I still get frustrated that I can't do the things that I was able to. But I can say that I'm happy in general. I'm happy. I'm married now. I'm in school. I'm in school. I'm hoping to graduate this December. So I'm moving on with my life. I'm continuing on, and I know you guys can do that too. You know, whether it be a diagnosis with a chronic illness or any trial in your life, it's all about going through the grieving process and accepting each stage and moving past it to the point where you can just live knowing that you have it, knowing it's something that's part of your life, and getting through it. Because, you know, we are strong people. You know, there's a saying, you don't know how strong you are until being strong is the only option you have. I don't know who said it, but it's so true. And people with chronic illnesses, the people that I have met through my support groups, are some of the strongest people I've ever met. They're some of the people that, you know, have become my best friends, that I know that can be there to support me. And I hope these videos help you too, with your own journey in your own life and your own fight for your life, your happiness, I guess. Yeah, so if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave comments and questions, and please like and subscribe my channel. Yeah, see ya.